Warp 3. Engage.
Welcome to this episode of What Can OS2 Do? Today we're going to look at the LaunchPad, also known as the toolbar, as the icon. What we're going to learn today is how to put it in the startup folder. And before we do that, we got to find it. And then we're going to look at what we could add and remove from it. And then we're going to look at the properties for how it behaves when we use it. So first we're going to make sure that it's in our startup folder, and we're going to find it where it is in your system. This LaunchPad was developed in OS2ode 3.0 release, and it's very much inspired by Motif Common Desktop Environment for Unix systems with a similar LaunchPad, looking similar like this. I'm going to go to Utilities, and there it is, Toolbar. When we click on Toolbar, it says Class WP LaunchPad. WP stands for Workplace Shell, which is this whole object-oriented desktop. Now, if you're using OS2 4.0 or later, which includes Ecom Station and the present incarnation of OS2, ArcaOS, you're likely to have defaulted in your startup folder this X Center program. I click on that, and strangely, it looks like the Start button in Windows 95. Granted, this may be the only thing that IBM copied from Microsoft, because Microsoft might have copied a lot of other things from OS2 during its development that they deemed as what people wanted, which wasn't the object-oriented desktop that OS2 provided. We're going to exit out of this, because we already have it in our startup folder, and the Start menu thing has already been removed from our startup folder when I set this up originally. And close out of that. Okay, now we are going to try to add an icon object program to the LaunchPad. We could either put it in a drawer, like we have here, or we could add it between two icons, or towards the end or towards the beginning. Say we want to make Virtual PC clickable on the LaunchPad. We're going to click on the object for it here, and we're going to drag it down here with the right mouse button. So with the right mouse button, we can either put it in a drawer right up here, or put it between two icons right here. We're going to release, and there it is. If we want to put, say, the Virtual PC setup in the drawer for Virtual PC, we're going to drag that and put that right here, right where it encapsulates it with the black lines. And there it is. There's a drawer right there. Okay, and if we want to launch it, we just click on it right here. We're not going to set up now. This is going to be saved for another episode for Virtual PC. But I do want to say, Virtual PC was supported on OS2 until Microsoft purchased the company. And of course, they removed all OS2 support. Now, say we want to delete something from here. We do the right click again, and we're going to bring it over to the shredder and release. And we're going to unclick confirmed on object delete so that we don't get prompted each time we do that. And click delete. There it goes. Makes some nice sci-fi sounds. And by the way, the sci-fi sounds do not interrupt our ability to click on other things as well. We just showed you how to add and remove icons, which are objects, basically shadow links, from the LaunchPad. Now we're going to go into the properties of the LaunchPad, which affects the behavior and the look. Sometimes we want to be a little bit less messy, like all these drawers are open, and we want to make better use of the screen estate of our environment. So to do that, we're going to right-click anywhere on the outer rim. This is why bevels are nice. And we're going to click Properties. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on Float on Top. What that does is anything that we are working on the screen, this will remain on the top. Now, just because it's on the top does not mean that it's going to steal our focus. Oh, how I hate it when I'm typing on a computer on another operating system and the focus is completely stolen. So when I look at my screen, the last 5 sentences that I wrote are not there in the program because something stole my focus. OS2 does not do that. It will not steal your focus. It will not launch something you did not want it to launch. It will just make sure that you do what you want to do with it, and it will only do what you ask it to do. So we're going to click on Close Drawer After Object Open. So say we open this, we close it. Alright, close these. Now say open this and I launch this. The drawer automatically closes. Isn't that nice? Click out of that. And then say we want to make this tighter. We're going to click on small icons, which only affects these. Boom. Now say we want to display this vertically rather than horizontal. We click Display Vertical, just like Next Step operating system, or OpenStep. It has everything on this left side vertical. Now say we want to make these buttons smaller right here. We click on page 2 in the properties and we click Display Action Icons as mini icons. Boom, there we go. Now say we change our mind and we want to take advantage of the screen estate more efficiently because there's more pixels this way than there is this way. We turn off Display Vertical. We move it as anywhere we want, and the best part of operating system OS2 is with every property that you have in an object and you shut down, keeps those properties stored. So when you relaunch it, you get exactly what you had last time you used it. And click out of that, okay. So there you have it. We went over how to get it to automatically launch when you load your system by putting it in the startup folder. Then we went and showed you how to add and remove shadow link objects from the LaunchPad. And then we showed you how to change the properties of how it behaves and looks on the screen. With that said, we are going to shut this down and we're going to see how quickly it shuts down, even with emptying the trash. Boom, 1/1000, 2/1000, 3/1000, 4 seconds. Can Windows do that?
Bring us out of warp and then cut main power.